My name is Nafis Nichols, and I am the receiver for the Chester Upland School District. And I'm happy to be here as a product of the Chester Upland School District and know what Chester Upland School District can provide. So I have the opportunity and the honor of introducing our elected school board president, Ms. Joan Neal, who will come before you all to offer you greetings at this point in time. But again, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I thank each and every one of you, and all of the awards this evening are most certainly well deserved. Thank you. Ms. Neal.
Just want to say thank you all for coming. We welcome you here, and I thank for the school board being honored. I thank you for the honor, and enjoy. Congratulations, all honorees. They told me I had to do an introduction. I'd like to bring before you the Honorable Thaddeus Kirkland, Mayor Thaddeus Kirkland.
Good evening. First and foremost, we give honor to God, who's first in our lives, and allows us to be in His presence on this awesome day and awesome occasion. I thought I was just coming to get a free meal, but I guess that's out the window at this point in time. I just want to say to the administration, to the educators, to parents, and any students that are present here today. This is a great day for the city of Chester. It's a great day for our school district. Our school district is moving on. In spite of some of the negative things that are said, heard, our school district is moving on. It's moving in the right direction. But it's under the right leadership. When you have a genuine heart and love for the children, the young people, you can do nothing but the very best for them. So on behalf of myself and members of the council present here tonight, we want to say welcome, and we look forward to an awesome evening. God bless.
Thank you, Mayor Kirkland. And again, I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge our mayor, Mayor Kirkland, and elected members of council. I know Councilman Roots is here in the building. Councilman Roots, if you could stand and wave. We have Councilwoman Elizabeth Williams present this evening. We have our elected school board members. President Neal was before you. President Neal, Vice President Green. We have our board secretary, Ms. Quell. Our board treasurer, Mr. Riley. School board member, Ms. McLaren, Betty McLaren. School board member, Ms. Joy Taylor. School board member, Ms. Beverly Harris. And another school board member, two other school board members were unable to attend, but I would acknowledge Mr. Washington and Ms. Delva, who weren't able to attend. So I follow protocol at this point. I don't want to introduce some of the other executive directors because you are getting awards, so I wouldn't do that. Our administration staff, our superintendent of schools, Dr. Parkinson, will be coming up to speak in a moment. Dr. Parkinson. Our assistant superintendent of schools, Dr. Momine, is here this evening. Principal Bell is opened up his doors for us, so Principal Bell, we acknowledge you. And I would probably say we would like to thank Mr. Bell for his dedication to the Chester Upland School District. He is moving on. It's a sad loss for us, but we wish you well in your future endeavors. You all are special guests, so I'll welcome you all, but I have to say, she hates when we do this, but I always call her the boss because she's my boss and Dr. Parkinson's boss. But Ms. Carly Alred, who put this thing together, she does it a great job each and every year. We thank her for, all of her hard work. And our advisory board members, this is the last thing and I'll sit down, I promise. Our advisory board members, if you can please stand and wave. I see Ms. Mosley, Ms. Arnold, I'm looking for, who else is here? I thought I saw Gwen Smith, maybe I did not. Well, we have a nice advisory board as well, but at this time I'll bring to the podium Dr. Parkinson, and you will not hear from me, I don't think, anymore this evening. Oh, you will.
Thank you very much, Receiver Nichols. Took care of all the business, introducing everyone, so I do appreciate that piece. I want to welcome everyone to a celebration of excellence, and that's really what this night is all about. The opportunity to recognize all the educators, the teachers, members of the staff of the Chester Upland School District, community members. The fact that you are in this room is because someone identified you as a special individual. They've recognized you for all your work, the passion, the dedication that you bring to the children of the Chester Upland School District, which is, I tell you, is a noble job. It's a blessing to be given the charge to take care of children, to have children in your presence on a daily basis. I don't think any of us take that lightly. The fact that we are here to change lives. And at the start of every year, I always say to teachers, you want to teach like our children's lives depend on it, because they really do. We are changing lives every day in the district. And the staff who show up every day, custodians who show up every day, everyone plays a part in supporting these children in the Chester Upland School District. So I just really want to thank you sincerely, let you know how much we appreciate what you are doing for our community as we are moving the needle. I can tell you this is by far the most challenging job I've had, in my 30 years of career, but I can tell you it's no place I'd rather be than the Chester Upland School District, because I do feel like what we are doing is really changing the trajectory of children in this community. And I was at class day yesterday. I had the pleasure of being at class day, and it was a joyous occasion to see the number of students who were recognized, received money to go to college, the number of students who are moving on. It was a beautiful occasion, and many of the people in this room made that possible for our students through your donations, the scholarships that you provided to our children. So I want to thank you, sincerely thank you for that, for making sure that our children do have an opportunity to experience some things different. So they deserve it, and we're going to continue to provide those opportunities. But again, I want to welcome each and every one of you. I want to say congratulations to all of our honorees this evening. Again, you're in this room because you deserve to be here. And I hope you feel as special as you are at the end of this evening. It's going to be a great night. Yesterday, the energy was a little light in class day, so I'm expecting a little more energy tonight as we recognize you. So let's give another round of applause for all of our honorees.
Hey, where's that energy? We ready? You ready for your celebration, right? Okay, we're going to get started. We're going to move around a little bit, because I know several of you have informed me that you have other engagements. You have family that's graduating, you have graduations, you have dinners. I understand. So we're gonna keep this thing flowing. So there's no real order. So don't be alarmed if we call an elementary and then a high and then a community. So we just gonna kind of make this thing happen. So we're gonna start with CUSD Elementary. All right, we got to keep that energy going from the beginning to the end. We have a lot of people to honor here this evening. Principal Loper, I'm going to assist you as you're ready to start.
How organized, I appreciate that. Good evening, my name is Mr. Loper. I'm the interim principal at CUSD. I'm so excited to be here. This is a homecoming for me. This is my second year in the district. However, I'm born and raised in Chester. So I see a lot of people that I've known throughout my years here. All right, let's get started. Educator of the Year. Our Educator of the Year has 24 years in the district. He's someone that whenever I go into his classroom, something's going on that's good. Whether it's regular instruction, small group instruction, some technology that's being used, maybe there's candy given out to the observer, teaching the children how to use calculators. And I want to make sure I shout out the fact that he was the coach of the winning team, the district winning team for Math 24 district competition. So let's do a round of applause. He is our resident math expert, and we appreciate him so much. Every time we have a special event, Mr. Kirkwood is fully participatory. If it's a dress down day, he's dressed down. If it's a theme day, he has it. He puts things all over his body, on his head, because he wants the students to know that he's on their team. So without any further delay, Mr. Jason Kirkwood. I'm glad to recognize him because I want to make sure I shout out the fact that there are very few men teaching in the elementary school level, and he's one of the great ones. For our Rising Star Award, we have a new teacher that's not really a new teacher, but she's new to Chester Upland. And I remember in either July or August, sitting in an interview session on Zoom, and as soon as she logged off, everyone was like, we need her. She's fantastic, and if I had to fight somebody for her, I was willing to fight. And that was proven to be correct, because from the moment she started in Chester Upland, she's been on fire. She's been part of our community. We've had people who work on different floors than her. Like, who's that new teacher? I'm like, which one? Because we had a lot. The redhead, oh, Miss McGuigan, oh, we love her. She's already part of our family, and there's some wonderful instruction going on in her classroom. I see them sitting on the floor reading novels. Now, I don't know if that's a big deal or not, but our district is known as having children who can't read, and she clearly proves that our children can read and discuss the literature that they are reading. Mrs. McGuigan takes the initiative to ask about things that she wants to introduce. She doesn't have to wait for me to say, hey, McGuigan, you want to be a part of this team? She brought so many things to the table, and because of her diligence and her organization, as soon as she brings something to me, I barely have to look it over because I know it's already done. So without further delay, please give it up for Mrs. Lisa McGuigan. All right, Mrs. McGuigan. All right, I'm gonna get loud on this one. CUSD! CUSD! Miss Stephanie Ellis is the Spirit Award winner this year. And that is her war cry. Whenever we have an assembly, she wants to get their attention. She wants to rally people up. We hear, CUSD! She brings that energy every day into the building, no matter what she's doing, whether she's singing, whether she's loud talking in the hallway and I have to tell her to calm it down some, whether she's working with her children, working with the parent. I've heard her on the phone talking to parents almost on a daily basis. She rallies the troops. She comes in with ideas. She even gives the ideas to the leadership. Oh, that's a good idea. Let's go with that. She gets the children involved, not even the children who are in her classroom, but across different grade levels. So without further ado, CUSD! Stephanie Ellis.
Steph.
and Guardian Award goes to Miss Tiffany Baldwin. Miss Baldwin is on fire. You can see that fire through her hair in the back of the room. Miss Baldwin's at our school pretty much every day. Anything we need from a parent, she's there. She even volunteered to help us with our Christmas shop, and she ran it, and everything was great. She was organized, and my favorite thing, besides, because as educators and administrators, we love when parents participate. That's the easy part. I love Mrs. Baldwin because she challenges us to be our best, but also holds her children to those same standards. If there's something that she's concerned about, she's not shy. She will say something, and I will say 9 out of 10 times, I 100% agree with her. If there's a concern with her child, she comes in, she finds out the information, and if we need to be addressed, we're addressed. If her children need to be addressed, they're addressed. And I don't know if you know this, that's not always the case. Either it's always the child's fault or it's always the school's fault. And Ms. Baldwin shows that that is not the case. And it's a partnership between child, student, and parent. And she's a leader among parents. So let's give it up for Tiffany Baldwin. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. And lastly, our community and organization partnership. Probably 4 months ago, I was told that an organization's coming in and they're going to help us with children who are in need of some extra food. And I thought, oh, that's a good idea. And things were going on, and I had no idea what was going on because that was not my project. And then all of a sudden became my project. And I said, okay, well, who is it? And the first thing I heard was it's Alpha Kappa Alpha. And Alpha Kappa Alpha Tau Delta Omega chapter. And I said, okay, that's a good start already. Check plus. I have relatives and church members who are part of that wonderful organization. And then I found out Miss Karen Maya was the contact person. I said, hold up. I know Miss Karen Maya. Let's get in here and let's meet with her. And it's been a wonderful partnership. She and her sisters come in every other Friday with food bags prepared for our children who are in need. And they distribute those bags so those children have something to eat. They're super organized, and the communication has been a wonderful thing. And I'm looking forward to what we're going to do next year. And before I call you up, I almost forgot. We have a washing machine and a dryer because of our connection to the AKA. So let's give it up for the AKAs and Miss Karen Maya. All right, thank you so much.
Let's hear it again for CUSD. All right, Toby Farms. Let's go, Principal Popley. That's because you was looking at your phone, so come on up here.
Good afternoon, and good evening. First of all, I wanted to say thank you for giving me this opportunity. There are always 2 times when I enjoy being in front of a crowd because that's not my skill set. But those 2 times are when I'm bragging about my students and when I can acknowledge and tell you how great my staff is. So can we give all the staff members, all the teachers, all the educators, everybody a round of applause here tonight? Thank you. I just want to talk about, as educators or even as adults, we often take our accomplishments for granted. We diminish it. We just talk about, oh, it's not a big deal. And sometimes we have people in here who don't even want to be acknowledged for the job that they do. But it's always significant, and we should always let them know that no matter what the next success is that we're striving for, sometimes we have to be in the moment and be appreciative of what we've actually accomplished. I want you to know how important this achievement is and how proud I am of everybody that is in here helping to celebrate all of our staff members. First of all, I'm going to start with my Educator of the Year. All of my staff, first of all, are Educators of the Year. I'm just going to put that out there, all right? But for the sake of time, I couldn't nominate. I can only nominate one person per category, so I'm limited. But I want to say this award is for this person who never gives up. Ms. Donify and I, my assistant principal, we have a schedule. But I had this one teacher that'll call you 6:30, 6:45 in the morning and bug you to get inside the building. Where you at? Let me in. I want to get in. I have things that I need to do. And at the same time, between the months of October and May, she's usually the last one in the building, or I'm walking out with her. All right? No matter what the situation is, no matter what, she never stresses. She always finds the results that she wants. She'll come in my office and make requests, sometimes demands, never takes no, because she'll find a way to then represent it to you and make it sound like it was something new and different, all right? This award, I want her to know, this award stands alone for all of you who win this, proudly witnessing your hard work and your dedication. This award makes you shine in the midst of the names who have come before you and those that will follow you. My hardest congratulations on this success, and my Educator of the Year is Miss Louise Murphy. Yes, Miss Murphy. I want to talk about Miss Murphy as the after-school coordinator. She has bought I don't know if any of you heard of Glen Ford, but make sure you look on YouTube or check on the Chester Upland School District's website and also the TV, because we took our students to Bartram Gardens, and it's a program called Glen Ford. Our students built boats inside of the classroom, took the boats on the water, got inside the water with the life jackets, and also went out on the water and had a great time. I will say this, I'm not a waterman, but I have my life jacket on, and I can say superintendent was there with us, so we all got in those boats just to show our students that we acknowledge what they've done, we appreciate what they've done, and we're going to celebrate them, and hopefully, moving forward, we'll have more of these opportunities and community partnerships for many years to come. Ms. Murphy. All right, this next award is going to go to an individual who has not long joined the Toby Farms family. It is hard to find someone who puts their whole heart into everything that they do. This individual is definitely one of them. With the amount of love and passion she shows to her work, it is no wonder why she is always able to reach the goals and reach the objectives that she desperately seeks. It is rare to find someone who has achieved this level of success so quickly and has had an impact with our students as well as the adults inside the building. If you haven't yet met her, or when I say her name, if you haven't heard that name, I guess I'll believe in the next maybe couple of months or very soon, you'll hear a lot of great things about her. She is very humble and she's very true. And I enjoy the conversations that we have, and I also enjoy the fact that she pushes me and motivates me and challenges me to be more than what I can be or what I believe I am. This award goes to the Rising Star Award, and this is Miss Michelle Dunleavy. We have one thing in common. We both have Bucknell University roots.
Yes. Mr. Potley, thank you so much. Very much appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, so this award I'm going to start off with in each school, we have the students, we have the staff, and that one missing key ingredient is always the parent support and the parent engagement. I have a parent that no matter when you call, how many times you call, whenever there's a specific need, she will always be there and rise to that occasion. You know, some of our schools, we are currently in a process what we call our school improvement, where we reach out to community members and parents and we get their input on, it's almost like a report card for our school. What kind of job are we doing? How good is the job that we're doing? How can we improve? And how can we make things better for you and also our students? Each parent in here knows you know your child better than anybody else. You are the best advocate for your child. And so when I call this lady and I need I'll say, to give me the real, she gives me the real. And I want to salute and say thank you very much to Miss Sylvia Richbo. All right. As I spoke about a few minutes before, you know, you have some of those staff members that just go on doing the things that they do and they don't want to be acknowledged. They try to exist sometimes in the shadows, but they have the biggest impact. Not because they have, I would say, the biggest mouth or the biggest voice. It's because they have the biggest heart. And when you lead from your heart, regardless of what else is going on around, people gravitate towards that, even though sometimes you might not want them to get that close. And she has a saying, and I think I've known her since I've been at Chester High when I first met her. And I laugh because she has this saying. She always says, I'm trying to work on me to be the best me. That's her favorite saying. I'm always trying to do better. I want to be the better me. Give me that time or opportunity to let me be who I need to be. This award is going to go to the lady who not only, can I brag just a little bit? Where's she at? She smiled, I can brag. Not only can I talk about, the award, I'm sure when I say her name, you know that she was definitely the recent recipient of the Making a Difference Award. All right, and that goes to educators, that goes to this individual who I would always say comes to work, does programs, does clubs, does activities, and then somewhere maybe one of the birds might whisper and say, hey, you forgot, or, I'm getting old, so sometimes I forget things, I'll admit. But then sometimes there's a thing where you realize that people have been providing services and performing duties, and they haven't been compensated. I had this lady who was doing this program, this after-school program for me, and for a whole year, never got paid. We went into the next year, and I come back asking, are you gonna be that person for me this year? Yes, and she kind of looking at me sideways, and I didn't figure out why. She said, Mr. Father, if you ask me, I'm gonna do it for you. Later on, I found out it's because she hadn't gotten paid for doing the services that she did. It didn't stop what she was doing. She continued to give from her heart. She continued to make baskets for students, take them to basketball games, run my student government, run my student council, Mother's Day, any activity, any type of holiday, anything that you can name, this individual was always very advocate as far as being out in front with the students and ensuring that they are able to utilize their voice, but also make them feel appreciative and let them know that they are loved and cared for. And so when I talk about Ms. Julia Davis, I want to let everybody know that not everybody wants their success to be celebrated. It can be hard to accept praise sometimes for your accomplishment, but we all know it needs to be recognized. In a race to the top, sometimes we often forget about the milestones along the way. And I'm hoping tonight, and I want to take this opportunity to make you stop and take a minute to enjoy this opportunity and this celebration. I know you're going to make it to the top. You continue to push forward, and you will always remind me and let me know that we're all in this together. Ms. Julia Davis, please come up. sentimental. Come on now. All right, this next award goes to a new teacher who just pretty much started with us. I wanted to congratulate them on their outstanding achievement. She's one of our low incidence teachers, and one of the things I know she did was she made sure that we brought awareness, and when I say made the building yell and shout to make all students appreciate and the community members understand autism awareness. She had an awesome activity. We did a march around the building. She had students doing signs. It's phenomenal. Once again, that's also captured somewhere, and I hope you all get an opportunity to see it. But I just want to say that having someone come in and take the reins that early on and being very passionate about our kids, always ensuring that our kids are included in each and everything, an opportunity that anything that's going on in the building, she wants to make sure that we acknowledge and make sure that all of our students, regardless of what differences or what people may think about them, we're all Toby Farms, we're all in this together, and all students matter. And so I want to just congratulate and say to Miss Shirley that we welcome you at Toby Farms. I want to say thank you for all that you do, and keep on doing the things that you do, and I hope to continuously see even more success and more opportunities to acknowledge you moving forward. Ms. Shirley. That should be it, right?
But you said she wasn't here. Oh, yeah.
All right. Last but not least, and I'm going to finish up. I want to talk about, when we talk about partnerships, when we're talking about this organization and the work that we do, you know, you've always heard that announcement or that cliche that when you have someone standing in front of you, think about all the people that are behind you that make that person shine or make the job get done or make, I guess they say, they make all the things happen so that someone else can, I'm not going to say stand up and take all the credit, but I'm going to say look good at what we're all accomplishing. I don't know if some of you know about Toby Farms. Please come by and visit at any time because we're making great strides. We're doing amazing things at Toby. And the majority of the reason why we have is because of the staff. It's also because of the students. But I want to acknowledge an individual who, as we all know, a foundation cannot be built without bricks. And this individual is the brick to our, many bricks to our foundation. This person's drive and ambition is a solid base for her achievement, and this is one of the main reasons why the house that we're building at Toby has been successful. Certain people have a way of taking a challenge and turning it into an opportunity, but this person, how can I say, they take each challenge and they make it an opportunity to succeed. And I don't know if many of you know her, but when I say her name, I'm sure a lot of you will, and it'll ring true. She's an excellent educator, administrator, parent liaison, community organizer, you name it all, because no matter what you do in that particular building, first of all and foremost, we're all educators. But I want to acknowledge my partner, my right hand, Ms. Stephanie Donifrey, Assistant Principal at Toby Farms. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, let's hear it again for Toby Farms. At this time, we're going to bring out Receiver Nichols, who will do his presentations.
Good evening again. They tell me just when to show up and what to do. So I'm gonna do this, but I'll say this. They say it takes a village to raise a child and many villages to raise children, and there are chiefs and Indians. So sometimes the chiefs have to get together and do what they need to do to move the needle. And I'll say this, we cannot do anything alone as a school district, as a city, as a public utility company, as a housing authority, as anything. It takes all sectors to come together to really move the needle and improve a community. But education drives that. It really, really does. And one thing for me, since I've been receiver and even been on the other side, on the city side, and seeing the interaction that the city and the mayor's office had with the school district, safety is always first and key. And I won't even get into, we have these incidents here in our city, and a lot of times people don't realize it and see it, but there are folk that are up into the wee hours of the morning sometimes, strategically planning to ensure that our young people can make it to and from school safely, to put plans in place to make sure that just things don't happen. And there are some things that you all just don't know when you get to this level that we are at. But at this time, I'm going to call up the Honorable Mayor Thaddeus Kirkland and just thank him for all of his hard work, dedication, and diligence as it pertains to his partnership with the Chester Upland School District as the leader of the city and of the police department, for the countless hours. I know sometimes you talk to me more than you would like, I'm sure. And sometimes it's vice versa. Things that's going on, to protect our babies, as he says. We had an incident. I don't even want to get into it. We had one today. We had one over the holiday weekend, and it's always this guy who's calling to make sure that, are you all good? This is what we're going to do. We're going to send the commissioner and his squad over to make sure that our young people can get in and out of the building. We're going to deploy this, that, or the third, the things that people just don't see. So Mayor Kirkland, we thank you, and we want to present you with this award this evening, the City Partnership Award, for just everything that you've done for the Chester Upland School District over the years and currently and in the future. So, Mayor Kirkland. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
The next award, or awards that I will be presenting, will be another Community Appreciation Award to the board members of the Chester Upland School District. I don't know what happened before I got here. I heard some stories, and I don't think I can share them because there's a fraternity. We can't really disclose some things. But I'll say, look, I don't care. I'll say something sometimes. But somebody or a few people said, you don't have to talk to the board. Just leave them over there in that room and do, what they do. But the judge said that one thing he wanted to see was a collaborative effort. And I believe in collaboration, always have, as I look around and see many partners that I work with over the years. So when I came in with a collaborative spirit, and I worked hard with the current elected board and will work hard with the future elected board to have collaboration. Because the goal, and you've heard me say it, I've been quoted saying, and I'll continue to say it, is for me to work myself out of a job and turn the district back over to the elected school board. That is the goal. I don't got much in me. I had my first grade pop up because of the Chester Upland School District. But again, I thank the board because they've been a sounding board. They've been collaborative in nature. It's been a learning process for all. And I will say that this board is really coming up and stepping up to the plate so that they can get to the point where they can, we can transition over and they can be back as the elected school board that runs the day-to-day operation for the Chester Upland School District. So at this time, I asked President Joan Neal to come up to receive the District Support Award because they've been very supportive. Vice President Green to come up for the District Support Award. Secretary Tyra Quell. Treasurer William Riley. School Board Member Betty McLaren. School Board Member Joy Taylor. School Board Member Beverly Harris. And the work continues. So I'll see you guys at your next executive session.
Okay, let's hear it for Main Street. Ms. Darnell Medley.
Good evening, everyone. It is such a pleasure to be here from Main Street. So my first award for the Educator of the Year, she could not be here this evening. However, the recipient of this award is an awesome kindergarten teacher who pushes her students to strive for the best. She not only gives them the tools that they need, but she makes sure that she achieves those tools. She makes sure she achieves those goals. So Ms. Trina Bradley could not be here tonight, but I wanted to honor her in her absence. And if you'd like to see how awesome our kindergarten teachers are, you can go on YouTube and see our closing exercises, which took place on yesterday. And it was phenomenal. So let's give it up one more time for Ms. Trina Bradley, who is also a product of Chester Upland School District. My Rising Star Award goes to someone who is not new to the district, but everybody is new to me because it's my second year here. So this particular person works with our autistic support students, and she puts her whole heart and soul into what she does. Whenever I need something, she's there. I don't have to ask her to cover. If there's a lunch, she's just there. And last year, we were in transition with the teacher. She made sure the room was decorated so that when our students came in the first day, they were welcomed to a decorated classroom. She has been up against some obstacles this year. And those obstacles she faced, many would have took weeks off, but she did not, because her focus is always on our children and making sure that they get everything that they need. So without further ado, I would like to present my Rising Star Award to our phenomenal teaching assistant, Miss Terry Whitehead. Miss Whitehead had a milestone birthday, and she's been sassy and classy ever since.
That's right.
Our Spirit Award goes to this young lady who supports every program, anything that's going on in the building. She's going to come dressed appropriately for whatever activity is going on. At first, I thought she wasn't going to be here because she had another engagement that was abruptly canceled. And while it was sad for our students, she's able to be here to collect this award. Miss Jacqueline Pagan works with our ESL students. She is one of my ESL aides. Come on up here, Miss Pagan. She is my interpreter. Anytime I need her, I'm calling her and she's right there. If you're looking for pictures, she's our picture taker. Everything, she captures everything and makes sure everyone knows what's going on in Main Street. So congratulations, Ms. Pagan. Talk about parent partnerships. Our 5th grade students were supposed to go on a trip today, and due to unforeseen circumstances, it was canceled, like abruptly, like today. And this parent, who is our PTO president, quickly got together, got pizzas, juices, water ices, so that our 5th grade students would not feel left out. She also was instrumental in the collaborative effort in our 5th grade dance, which involved all of our elementary students from CUSA, Stetzer, and Main Street, with them all together for a beautiful masquerade ball. It was, when I tell you, it was on fire, it was on fire. And I think what I liked most about it, these young people came together and they were actually young people having a great time. I think it's the first time in years I didn't have to go in and break up young people or anything. They were dancing appropriately and they were dancing. We didn't have to tell them to dance. They had a great time. Miss Jones also puts together our Christmas shop. She puts together, it's just so many things I'm trying to, she puts together our fundraisers. And she does it all mostly by herself. So Miss Jones, come on up here, Miss Jones. Her baby girl will be leaving us. And her baby girl was in digital last year, and she wanted to stay digital this year. But Miss Jones told her she had to come into the building. And she came into the building, and she has just blossomed. So I thank God for you, Miss Jones, and all of the work that you do for our students. She put together a phenomenal book fair as well. It's all coming to me. It's always something she's putting together. Last but not least, this award goes to an unsung hero. This person is not even aware that they are going to get this award because I don't think they would have shown up had I divulged it. Main Street has a beautiful campus, but it's a lot of trees, and a lot of trees yields a lot of branches and twigs and sticks and things of that nature. And this person takes it upon themselves to solicit his grandson to come and pick up the sticks along with himself. And he removes all the sticks, all the branches, and unclutters our campus. And he never says a word. He's never come to tell me anything. He just does it. And those are the parents and partnerships that we appreciate the most. Those that care enough of our community to make sure that our students stay safe, but most importantly, our campus is beautiful. So without further ado, Mr. Charles Tiffany. Come on up here, Mr. Tiffany. So he thought he was just here for a parent meeting. Thank you. Main Street.
Okay, Chester High School. Come on, Principal Brown.
So good evening, everyone. This is a really positive and noteworthy environment. And I want to take this time before I announce my awards to have all my Chester High staff stand up to be recognized. Chester High is on the move. We're doing some great things. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Stand stand up. All my Chester High staff, stand up. Y'all put y'all on the spot, as always. But my reason for doing that is, even though we're acknowledging individual staff, as mentioned before, what it takes to move the needle is a collective effort and a collaborative team. And I want to make sure they know I appreciate their efforts always. My first award goes to an educator who does more than just educate. She mentors, she's a part of the leadership team. She actually is the leader of 2 of our departments, the Arts and Humanities and our ELA department. She also is an instructional coach. She helps organize a lot of our instructional and academic activities. And she does whatever you need to do, as she tells me, Brown, we need to do this. So she leads me and lets me know what needs to happen and makes it happen. And for her efforts, her due diligence, and her relationships with the students, my Educator of the Year goes to Ms. Shannon Murphy. Well deserved, well deserved. Now, my rising star came to Chester High School in the middle of the school year, which is difficult to do. You have to build relationships with your staff, your colleagues, the administration, and students and parents. She didn't have a problem with any of those areas. Immediately, she laid down the law, they responded, and now, you know, they want her, they say, okay, Mr. Brown, we need her to teach all of the criminal justice classes. We want her to teach all of our classes because now we want a criminal justice academy. And she said, okay, I'll talk to Mr. Brown. She took over our civics and government classes. She's also taken over our student government. And again, in such a short time, built such a strong foundation to help support moving Chester High forward. My rising star is Miss Johnny Moody. Awesome, well deserved. Yes. Yes. My spirit award goes to the person, she's not a rah-rah spirit. She's not a person that you'll see going around the building, getting everybody excited, motivated. She's more the calm, level type that gives you a little uplift. So when I walk in the office and I have a look on my face, she says, it's okay, Brown, just keep doing what you gotta do. No matter who walks in that office, she's the neutralizer. She brings the calm, she brings the storm when need be, and also she lets everybody know, hey, when you come in Chester High, there's a certain thing we expect you to do, and that's be respectful. Her presence in that building is a life changer with the students, the staff, and myself as well. But she also tells me, all right, Brown, let's make a difference here. If we need to do something different, she tells me what that difference is. And she also helps make the connection to the parents. She's not able to be here because she's not feeling well, but my Spirit Award goes to Miss Angela Mills. All right. Again, folks, without her, it's like a ship without a captain, you know? I make the decisions, but she also says we need to go here, and she's the guiding force. So thank you for her. Have a good evening, and thank you.
Principal Sarah Ferguson, Edgemont Academy. Commercial break? No, you okay? All right. Principal Ferguson. Oh, okay. Thank you. All right, come on. Let's welcome Edgemont. Come on.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kelly DeLetto, and I'm the assistant principal of Edgemont Scholars Academy. Our Educator of the Year was not able to make it tonight, but for our Educator of the Year, teaching is not merely a profession. It is a calling to inspire, mentor, and empower young minds. Every day, this remarkable individual steps into the classroom filled with curiosity and potential. She possesses the unique ability to instill a love of learning in our middle school math students. Our Educator of the Year is Miss Ava Young. Our Rising Star began with the district this year. She is one of our K2 autistic support teachers. When I tell you this lady advocates for her students, boy, does she advocate for her students. This person shows up every single day for her students and her colleagues. She is one of a kind. Our very own Rising Star, Miss Rooney. Next up is the Spirit Award. We have 2 co-recipients. We have been rocking and rolling together for 5 years. These 2 lovely ladies hype up the teachers and administrators daily. I call them my personal hype women. I know they keep me going. They plan staff outings, decorate the school. They plan special events for our students. You name it, they are planning it. This year, they took it upon themselves to spread cheer weekly with a Sunshine Snack Cart. I can't say enough great things about our K squad, Miss Melanie Lewis and Mrs. Melinda Fuller. Our Parent Engagement Award goes to a special group of parents at ESA. This group works hard to ensure that our students have all of the extras. They work diligently to bring resources to our parents. They run book fairs, hold fundraisers, support classroom teachers, and they fund trips. Whatever we ask for, they work to provide it. We truly appreciate all that they do for our staff and students. Our Parent Caregiver Council, Ms. Trina Johnson, Mrs. Siobhan Hodges, Ms. Shana Young, and Ms. Grace Bell. And last but not least, our Community Partnership Award. We began with this community partner early on in the fall. They've provided many activities, free activities for our family, both in school and outside. Our community partner is the Chester Upland Youth Soccer Youth Development United.
All right, let's hear it again, Benjamin. Okay, we're gonna take a step away for a minute. We're gonna bring up Miss Mose. No, Miss Mosley's not here. Okay. Let me see. I got off track. Give me a second. We're gonna do Parent University honorees. You ready over there, Miss Monique Hales? Let's go. Let's hear it for Miss Monique.
Good afternoon, everyone. So this group, everyone probably knows who they are, and they probably don't want to be recognized for all the work that they do. But I think that if parents graduate and then go on to, their children graduate and they leave the district, these parents have not left the district, and they continuously come to every board meeting. I think they're at every PTO. I think they're at every event like this. And while their children may have graduated, they are still continuously advocating for the children of the Chester Upland School District. And they need to be they are deserving of this honor. They're deserving of this recognition. And it's not really enough because their efforts are tireless. And so I would like to bring up Mrs. Deneen Mosley and Miss Betty McLaren. To accept the award for Parent University. And for those of you who don't know, Parent University is a series of workshops and classes and education for parents in the district. So they're doing a phenomenal job, and I cannot thank them enough. So thank you.
We're gonna wait for the rest of the group. She is here.
Miss Betty McLaren, we're going to honor the entire group. Miss Morales, Miss Trina Johnson, Miss Siobhan Hodges, Miss Arnold, Dr. Nolan Fontaine, Norman Brown, Kira Savvy, and Judith Ortiz. Miss Morales, you're out there? Are you back there? Come out.
Ms. Hodges is in here.
And certainly not least, who's led the group, Miss Abbott. This is the team.
This is the team. We'll take the others and give them to the when they come. Yeah. Thank you.
Stetzer Elementary, Dr. Green.
Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Green, proud principal of Stetzer Elementary School, where our theme this year's are We Are Stars, We Are Students Transforming, Achieving, Responding, and Succeeding. Thank you. So my first award will go to our community partner. This individual works with a group of individuals, specifically with our 5th grade teachers, with gardening, with lessons at Widener. They do not get paid to do this, but they do this out of the kindness of their heart because they want to see our children grow. And that is Dr. Bruce Grant. Next, we have our Parent Partnership Award, and this award goes to that parent. So this is a new parent of mine this year, and anytime we had something, she just said, well, what do you need? What do you need? And I said, well, we have over 200 students here. I'm like, are you sure? She's never asked for anything. She has wonderful children. And she always goes above and beyond, not just for her children, but for every child in Stetzer. And that is Mrs. Latrice Johnson. Next, we have our Spirit Award. And I just knew Miss Averett was going to tell me, Dr. Green, I said one person. I knew she was going to tell me that, but she didn't. I love Miss Averett. So the Spirit Award goes to 3 different individuals. 2 of them I will consider one award. And the last person is, not the last person, but the other individual that I chose was because she greets us, she keeps us safe every single day. She knows every single student in our building. She is a counselor. She's not paid to be a counselor, but she's a counselor for our students when they are just having a rough day. They come out, they want to see and talk to Officer Bright. All right. And Officer Bright also has a laugh. You know her laugh. You know her laugh. All right, so these next 2 individuals, they are the reason why and I'm sorry. They are the reason why we had one student that was able to come to school every single day because of his medical issues. They are not just a nurse, they are not just an SSA, but they do everything. Today I was poking fun at one because she was helping during our moving up ceremony. And when one teacher had stopped giving out her awards and she moved back, I said, where do you think you're going? You still have to do these next ones. She laughed, she went up there, she did it. And I had to acknowledge Nurse Terry and Miss Blackwell. This award goes to Miss, okay, so let me tell you a little story about this individual. I said, next year I need you in 4th grade. She didn't say, well, why me? Why do I have to go? She just said, okay, what do I have to do? And she is always that individual. She always wants to learn. She always wants to perfect her craft. And she's a mother. So she treats her children as her children because she's a mother. And that's Miss Tanya Johnson. Go Tanya! This last award for the Educator of the Year goes to an individual that every June, and sometimes in December and March and April, she asked me, Dr. Green, can I please go to kindergarten? Please. And I said, no. You know I love you. She is dedicated to her students. She is dedicated to make sure that her students are learning, especially when it comes to math. That is Mrs. Georgine Zamansky.
Let's hear it again for Stetzer's family. Dr. Thompson, Dr. Angela Thompson, okay.
everyone. My name is Dr. Angela Thompson. I'm the supervisor for career and technical education. We are here to celebrate the spirit of collaboration, unity, and gratitude. We have come together as a school community to express our heartfelt thanks to a remarkable community partner. She has played an instrumental role in helping our career and technical education students get the workplace experience that they need to be successful. This community partner has transcended boundaries. She has invested her time, her resources, and definitely her expertise. She's provided mentorships, coaching, community connections, resources, and internship experience for 3 programs, 3 career and technical programs, not just one. That's huge. As a Chester High School graduate, she has shown the importance of giving back and the endless possibilities that lie ahead when we join forces. So please join me in celebrating Michelle Jackson.
Let's hear it again for Delcora Michelle Jackson. Okay, the host for this evening, STEM Academy, Principal Bell.
Good evening, everyone. First, let me thank Receiver Nichols for that acknowledgement earlier. I very much appreciated, and thanks to you all as well. I have a running competition with Mr. Popley about who can be the briefest, who can be the quickest when we get up in front of people to do these things. I'm undefeated, and it's going to stay that way. So please understand, I could talk and talk and talk and talk about these folks, but I'm gonna keep it brief. I'm gonna start with our Educators of the Year. I believe, and I know this to be true, teaching algebra in 9th grade is the hardest job in this school district. It's the hardest job. Our kids come to us from different charter schools. They come from different middle schools. They come into our classrooms at all different levels, all different abilities, from those who are high flyers to those who are really far behind. And teaching them all in the same classroom is an impossible job. It's impossible. Mr. Schaefer and Miss Pierre and also Miss Forney at Chester High are amazing teachers. What they're able to do, despite sometimes what we put in front of them is not exactly what they need, but they work with us and they work with our students. We were looking at our benchmark scores just a few days ago, and what we expect to see when our Keystone scores come out is going to be really amazing, considering where many of our students started. So again, they have the hardest job in the school district, bar none. Congratulations and well-deserved, Mr. Schaefer and Miss Pierre. Next, our Spirit Awards. So those of you who have had the pleasure of visiting our school know that it's a special place to walk into. And the reason it is mainly because of the people who greet you when you come in. We are incredibly fortunate to have, and no offense to anyone else, but I believe that we have the best front office staff anywhere in the district. Not only the best. Okay. There might be some argument there. There's no argument that we have the most fashionable front office staff in the district. There's no argument about that. And I told Ms. Averett I wanted to recognize our people and teams this year. And I think, you know, my career in education started as a coach, and I think that any good team has players on it that complement each other really well. And I think that our front office team really complements each other. Miss Yvette Jones is always prepared, always observant, is meticulous, and just really keeps all of us, not just me and not just Miss Dixon, on point. She keeps our entire school on point. And Miss Latifah Dixon has the energy and the friendliness and the positivity that really makes our school go. So, you know, I can't imagine our school without the two of them. I think that they're the perfect complement to each other, and they're the perfect complement to me. You know, a lot of the nice things that people say about me are really because of the work that they do for us at STEM. So, Miss Latifah Dixon and Miss Yvette Jones, our front office team at STEM Academy. They are, yeah.
Thank you. Made me cry.
So next is just one member of a big team. So I know someone else is going to recognize another member of this team, and I see in the crowd, I see a lot of our school safety officers here. So please, before I talk about this person in particular, let's give them a round of applause. Our school safety officers. They have a really hard job. They greet our students every day, and they have to be very also meticulous about what they do. But we also want our students to see a friendly face every time when they walk in the door, and balancing that is a really difficult job. But I think that our team does it really well. So I appreciate all of you. I want to especially shout out Shakira Vicks from STEM. Miss Vicks is coming. I didn't even get done saying all the nice things I was going to say about Miss Vicks, and she's already up here. So you can just stand next to me when I say them. But most of all, I just really appreciate the way that she treats our students. She's stern with them. She has high expectations for them, but she also treats them with a smile. She treats them like one of their own. Our students are lucky we have her, and so are we. Ms. Vicks. So we don't have any specific parents here to award, but I see out here, and I've seen tonight, a great number of STEM parents and STEM grandparents. So if you're a STEM parent or STEM grandparent, can you please stand up for us? Past or current as well. Yes. We have amazing parents that come and support events like this throughout the school year. So I just want to publicly thank all of our parents for their partnerships over the years. And it has made this job that I have, it's made it just a phenomenal job working with all of them. So thank you very much. Those who are here and those who are not. Thank you. And finally, I'm going to acknowledge one last team, our counseling team at STEM. And I'm not gonna talk about all. I could again talk for hours and hours, but I'll mention one specific thing that they've done and then wrap it up from there. So we lost our testing coordinator in February. She resigned and went elsewhere and is doing great. Now, STEM Academy is very unique. We're a grade 7 to 12 school. We have AP classes. We have CTE programs within our building. So we do more testing than probably any school in the entire state of Pennsylvania. I don't know if that's true, but I keep saying it. I think it's probably true. So in February, our testing coordinator left, and in addition to the incredible list of responsibilities that our counseling team has, I asked them, I don't know if I asked them, I told them, or we figured it out, that they were also going to be in charge of this responsibility that was much bigger than I think that they really knew. I knew, but they didn't know. But there was no hesitation, and it's the same as every time that I've asked them of something or put something else on their plate in addition to the many things that they do. They're about our students, and they're about making sure that our school continues to get better and better and better and better. So it's what I asked. They knew it's what we needed, and they just did it. And they did it in a way that was as good or better than anyone has ever done it before. So that's just one thing, like I said, and it's many things. Casey Hargadon and Chanel Turner Wright have been at STEM for a long time, as long as I can remember. I'm really not only am I happy to acknowledge them, but I'm just really proud of them because I've seen them come into their roles from just kind of like right out of college. There was their first career, and now, however many years later, they're capable of taking on these big, important, complicated projects. And I know, without a doubt, that they're going to do them and do them well. And just knowing that I've been a part of their growth and journey just fills me with a lot of pride. So thank you, Casey and Chanel. Thank you, and if anyone was timing me, I definitely beat Mr. Popley, right? All right, thank you.
All right, let's hear it again for STEM, our host for this evening. Dana Bowser, followed by Dr. Wilson, who will then come up immediately following Ms. Bowser.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Dana Bowser. I'm the Social and Emotional Learning Coordinator for Chester Upland School District, but I do so much more than that, which a lot of you probably know. But when it came to community partnerships, I couldn't do this without some of our community partners, and I wanted to recognize some of them today. This organization is near and dear to my heart. The organization is called the March of Dimes. The March of Dimes basically does research and does a lot of fundraising for mothers and babies to have a healthy start in life. I have a personal story, and I've always been connected to this organization. However, when I came to Chester Upland School District, that changed. I said, how can we get our students involved? So we had a group of about 10 high school students that got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to volunteer for this amazing organization. This person that represents this organization today is near and dear to my heart. We've worked so much together. My team has raised over $100,000 in the past 10 years. The students have done a wonderful part, And a few of them are here today. Would you like to stand? If you participated in that, it's okay, don't be shy. They don't want to stand. But they're very shy. But I'm really, really proud of them. They give opportunities for volunteering and, giving our students, spreading the awareness and educating and empowering with community resources. So I'm very proud of this young lady, and she's gonna be a mother herself. So I'd like to bring to the stage Ms. Gabrielle Siegel. Now the next one I can't say enough about, and I will compete with Mr. Bell and I'll compete with Mr. Popley, but I have to acknowledge him. This is a gentleman from Chester, has a business in Chester, several businesses in Chester, and is a community servant. I volunteer and work with him all the time. If you need a hoagie tray, you call him, it'll be ready in 2 minutes. If you need a water ice truck, call him, it'll be ready in 3 minutes. He comes to the rescue. He gives his heart and soul. He's all about the community. He's all about the students. He'll be here. He's done graduations and field days. He'll be here for senior day. He's amazing. Him and his company, those of you that have not visited him, Walnut Street Deli on 9th Street, as well as J&M Water Ice, the owner and amazing, amazing person, Mr. Jamil Cockman. Come get this award. I have two more. Another partnership that you may or may not know about if you follow us on social media. But this year we have been privileged, and unfortunately she couldn't make it because she had a board meeting tonight, but I have to mention her. We were fortunate enough to be able to partner with the Man Music Center this year. So I want to just give them a round of applause real quick if you can just take a minute. I have an upbringing in the arts, and it was so important for me to instill this in our students of all ages. And we were fortunate enough to bring 4 schools to the Young People's Concert Series this year. And also we had a crew of high school students attend the HBCU Festival at the Man Music Center. And this would not be possible without the love and support and community partnership with Miss Naomi Gonzalez, who could not make it today. But let's give her a round of applause. And one more person I wanted to recognize goes above and beyond on the hustle and bustle of everyday life. You call her, you need something, she's there. You need decorations, she's there. You need a place to order from, she's there. She's always there, no matter what you need. You can call her at 6 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock at night. And I just wanted to acknowledge her, to let her know how much she's appreciated. She's the administrative assistant to Dr. Parkinson, our superintendent, Miss Anne Marie Williams. Yeah, she deserves a standing ovation.
Is Dr. Wilson still here? Yeah, Anne Marie, there are some things that you just don't know. I know, look, you be watching everything, you know everything, but you didn't know that was coming. We got you. All right, thank you.
So Dr. Wilson had to leave out, so I have been given the honor of talking about this next person who's getting this next award. Now, this individual has been a vital part of the Chester Upland School District for the past 2 years, whether it's interpreting for our Spanish-speaking families, helping our district improve in our social-emotional experiences for the students, even the staff, or even just teaching a Zumba lesson here and there and trying to get us all moving and in shape. Ms. Bowser is the definition of spirit and grit. It was with great pleasure that I present the Spirit Award for Chester Upland, and on behalf of Office of Pupil Services, to Ms. Dana Bowser.
Okay, let's keep that energy going. I told you it was gonna be a little long, but Dr. Mumin. All right, come on, y'all, get at that energy. Let's go. Woo!
Good evening, everyone. So these first two awards, the Educator of the Year award, goes to what I call a dynamic duo in my office. Fiscal responsibility, accountability, compliance is something that a lot of times it goes unnoticed, right? They're behind the scenes doing this work, and this isn't easy work at all. It's very challenging, and these two individuals are professional in their work. They're committed to the work that we do for our district. They serve as a liaison to the State Department of Education. As an educator in this work, I'm in awe of the amount of work they have been able to do at a time when nationally we've had a lot of challenges in terms of COVID, and no one knew what we would be doing around finance, fiscal responsibility with schools from the national level to the state level to the local level. But these two individuals, my dynamic duo, they stay committed and focused. For federal programs, that is Ms. Monique Hales. And for ESSER, that is Ms. Tammy Strand-Yarbrough. Thank you. Thank you. This next award goes to an individual who I call a rising star. I joined the district in the fall of 2021 as the Director of Accountability, and I've had the opportunity to watch this individual grow in our district from that time to now, where I serve as the Assistant Superintendent. There's nothing you can ask this individual to do that they are not willing to support and do. And not only do they do the work within our central office, but they take the time to be committed to the community as well, and do that with great joy with our children. So I look forward to Ms. Guy for many years to come doing the great work in the Chester-Umberland School District. I have two Spirit Awards. This next Spirit Award goes to an individual who has jumped in and worked across multiple positions, from PIMS administrator to student registration to child accounting, and she does it every single day with a smile. And I thank her for that, and that is Ms. Marva Payne. And the last award in my office, I would like to recognize for the Spirit Award, Mr. Irvin Maldonado, who could not be here with us this evening today. But Mr. Maldonado has made every effort to support our district in transitioning our operations services from an outside vendor to internal. And we know that we still have work to do, but he has really been instrumental in supporting our leadership in trying to get that done. Thank you.
Okay, next we're gonna bring back our superintendent, Superintendent Parkinson. Come on, where's that energy, everybody?
Okay. All right. Good evening again. I have the pleasure of recognizing one of our community partners, and this is all the organization. Let me say that in Chester is extremely important, but I would say this one is very near and dear to my heart, and I really appreciate the things that they do for our young people on a daily basis, and that's the Boys and Girls Club. So let me have you all come up while I speak about you. I want you to be with me while I say what I need to say. You know, we could have an award ceremony just for the Boys and Girls Club, just speaking about all the amazing things that they do for this community. without a doubt. This organization, and when I talk about the lives of children, I sincerely say this organization is saving lives for the after-school programming, the things that they are doing for our students. One of the things that I want to thank you for, and we didn't have as many students show up as we wanted, but I think as we continue to do this year after year, we will. They hosted an after-prom party for the first time this year. I was told Chester did that many, many years ago, but they attempted to resurrect that, and they did do that. Next year, I'm looking for a greater showing, but I want you to understand the importance of an event like that. We all know that after prom, many of us that went to prom many years ago, the things that you try to get into. So it's important to provide a safe space for children to be after an event like that. And I just want to thank you for your dedication and most importantly, your concern for our children on a daily basis. I've had the opportunity to go to the Boys and Girls Club to see the garden. Actually got some peppers and some collard greens and all that good stuff that they grow there, to take. Got to, get beat a couple times with some of the children in ping pong. So the things that they are doing for our boys and girls in this community is amazing. I want to express my love and gratitude for everything that you do for our children on a daily basis. And I'll tell you, this community would not be what it is without your presence, your footprint in this space every day. So you deserve every bit of recognition that you get. I said I could, turn this award ceremony and just focusing on you, but I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart in front of everybody. Congratulations, Mr. Derek Phillips, I have your award, and Ms. Everett. Definitely. Yes, thank you. No, thank you. Boys and Girls Club, ladies and gentlemen. All right, our next community partner is the people who made this great meal for us tonight. The Chartwell staff, I want to say thank you for everything that you do. I can tell you that I've been a part of one of those last minute calls saying that we're having an event tonight. Can you put some sliders together? Can you do something for us? And every time you come right through and you make great things happen. And we just truly appreciate what you do for our children on a daily basis. Now, we all know that many of our children come to school each day for food. I mean, they're coming to get an education, but we all know that one of the major sources of food for our students is the food that they receive here at school on a daily basis. And without what you do for our children, we wouldn't be able to make it and be able to survive. So Chartwells, I want to give a sincere thank you to each and every one of you, to the staff for all that you do for our students, and the teachers in here, because we all like to eat your food, so thank you. All right, so I get to do a few of my awards myself. I have the opportunity and the pleasure of introducing or speaking on behalf of the other dynamic duo of the officers, school resource officers or officers at STEM, and that's Miss Sparks. Miss Sparks, can you come up here while I speak about you, please? Where's Miss Sparks? I want you to be right here next to me. So what I want to say about Ms. Sparks, when you talk about spirit, people talk about being happy and things like that, but I'm going to talk about spirit in a different way, that when I walk into this building, I feel the energy from Ms. Sparks. I really do. Her spirit is amazing. Each day as she's greeting these students, you can just see the joy that she brings to their face. The first time, I met Ms. Sparks on a number of occasions, but I can tell you, I came in the building one day. I'm walking in as a superintendent, I'm just moving, shuffling through the building, thinking I can just walk through. I don't know if she remembers this, but she said, hold up. She said, you need your temperature to get checked. I said, huh? So this is during the time of COVID, but I tell you, there was no one's above anything with Ms. Sparks. She's gonna put you in check, and I really appreciate that. But on a serious note, one of the things that Ms. Sparks did, we had a student who came in the building who had something they shouldn't have had in their book bag. Pretty significant, pretty serious. And Ms. Sparks was one of the officers who identified what was in the book bag, didn't embarrass the student, didn't bring attention to the student, did it with so much grace and professionalism, and kept the building safe. So I want to thank Ms. Sparks for that incident. And she would say it's just a part of her job, but it's somebody special that makes those things happen. And out of the respect that the children have for her. We love her. So I was a little nervous because I had heard a rumor that Miss Sparks might be leaving this year, but she told me she'd be back another year at least. So thank you for that. So the next person, Officer Micah Payne, will you please? Where's Micah? Micah, come on up, Micah. So I like to have the good people in front of me as I'm speaking on these great things. So Ms. Payne took on a position this year where she serves as the deployment officer, the person who tells the officers where they need to report, what needs to be done. And I can tell you, sometimes people don't like to be told what to do. So, you know, she has a challenging job at times, but I can tell you she shows up every day with a smile. You know, there are days I walk in and I'm not looking as happy as I need to be, and she's like, Dr. Parks, I need to keep your head up, you know, keep focused. So she is a person that truly loves, enjoys the job that she does on a daily basis. And I can tell you she's greatly respected by all. And I can tell you that we definitely would not be able to do what we do in this district without Ms. Payne. So I truly appreciate you. We love you and appreciate all that you do. All right, Mr. Moss, if you'd come forward, please. Is Mr. Moss still with us? Yes, he is. All right. All right. AKA Sam. All right. So what Mr. Moss has done is he's changing the face of the district by providing us with some safety protocols put in place. He's actually gone away to be trained for ALICE, which is for active shooters. So he'll actually be able to train all of the staff in this district, which is something extremely important. Mr. Moss is a self-starter. He took the initiative, stated that he wanted to do this. He was our cameraman. What was this? Thank you. The dispatcher. I actually had that job for today. I don't know if y'all remember that, but I got to be the dispatcher for today. I'm gonna tell you, the dispatch job is a hard job. I think it was like, how many cameras are in there? 242 cameras. My eyes were all over the place trying to keep everything in order. But Mr. Moss is actually provides professional development to the staff, to all the officers, to make sure that everyone is trained. Extremely important job. Does it with a smile every single day. But definitely our right-hand man is doing some great things in this district. And I appreciate everything that you do on a daily basis, Mr. Moss. Thank you. So the next person that I'm going to bring up is Mr. LaDante Bell. Come on up, my man. This is another individual that we could just make a night about. You know, this gentleman is truly amazing. And when I tell you that he is truly amazing, I mean that with every being in my body, every fiber, that this is my guy. A great person. I can tell you, and I know I'm not the only one, but he makes you feel like you're the only one. Like every morning at 6:15, I hear my phone ding. And I don't have to think of question who it is. Some of y'all might be on that list. I mean, y'all might want to be added to this list. But it's a spiritual message every morning that he sends me that just motivates me. And I tell you, I'm usually out of bed at that point, but sometimes I'm struggling getting out of bed. But when I hear that ding go off, I read the devotion and I focus on the message of the day that Mr. Bell sends to me. I'm talking about since the day that he started giving this to me, that's probably my second month here, there has not been a day that this brother has missed sending this message. So you think about the discipline that it takes to continue to do that on a daily basis. His spirit is amazing. There are days where he'll walk in my office and say, Dr. Parkinson, we need to pray. So, you know, circle up, hold hands, and he will pray for me. And again, I said he makes you feel like you're the only person who's that special to him. But I appreciate you on many levels. And when we talk about the community award and what he's done for the Chester Upland School District, this man was extremely successful as a football coach, but decided to step away from that because he had a bigger vision that was given to him from a higher power to address the entire student body. So he said, let me do this full-time athletic director thing to make sure I touch every student. Although the football players wanted him to stay, he knew how important it was to make sure that he took care of every child in this district. So it's not only the students he's taking care of, but he's taking care of many of us adults in here and keeping us focused and making sure our spiritual life is intact. So, Mr. Bell, I could stand up here and talk about you all night, brother, and you know that. I appreciate you. I love you. Everything that you do for this district, and I just look forward to many years working with you. All right, I think I got 2 more. I'm the closer, good people, so just know that this is coming to an end, but the awards that as we get to the end are extremely important, as all of them were. I just want to take this opportunity to bring Dr. Latrice Mumine to the podium with me. All right, so I always say to Dr. Mumine, I'm lucky to have her as my assistant superintendent. I always talk about her husband, Dr. Mumine. I said that he's got to be the luckiest man in this world because this lady keeps everything like on point. There are days that I'm showing up to things and she always makes sure that I'm ready and that I have everything that I need. I think it was Mr. Popley who stated that every person who, when you get out in front and great things are happening, sometimes they think it's us doing this work, but I'm gonna tell you, some people have said, well, what does Dr. Mumine do? What is her job, this and that? I'll tell you, she is by far one of the hardest working people in this school district, without a doubt. Without a doubt. She oversees operations. And I'm doing my State of the District on June 21st. So I'm asking everyone to come out and I want you to be a part of the State of the District. But one of the things that we will highlight, we all know that many of our students attend charter schools in the district. And we all know the amount of money that we are sending to charter schools in the district. But one of the things that Dr. Mumine has done is she has been able to, with her team, has discovered the number of students who were paying for charter schools that had addresses that didn't really exist. And, we'll get deeper into that on June 21st, but I'm gonna talk about millions of dollars that this individual is saving the district. We don't have a a food coordinator. So Dr. Mumine has taken over the food coordinator job and has brought back over 600, was it 600 or 900,000? I'm sorry, excuse me. $1.2 million for the work that she's done with her team. So when we talk about what's happening in this district, what is Dr. Mumine doing? Dr. Mumine is bringing back money to the Chester Upland School District, saving us money, and she's getting it done. So I could not be more grateful, more thankful to have a partner like Dr. Mumine. There are days that she walks in the office and she just, frustrated with me. I'm tough at times to work with. But I'm gonna tell you, she is truly my better half here at work, and I promise you, I wouldn't want to have another partner, and I appreciate you so much. So thank you. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. All right, this is the last award, and one that I need everyone to be here for. So that's the last person that can leave. No one else can leave. You stay right here. Because this is a very important award right here. But before I go any further, do we have any other retirees other than Dr. Wright? Other than Dr. Wright, I know there were supposed to be 4 recognized, but I think Dr. Wright is our only person. So just going up here. I know many of you want to get home and watch the Miami Heat beat the Denver Nuggets tonight, but we're gonna have to take a little time. So y'all sit tight with that. Because we're gonna take our time with Dr. Wright for this woman who has given 40 years and 7 months, 40 years and 7 months to the Chester Upland School District. I'm gonna tell you this, I don't know if many of us can do anything for 40 years. But I'll tell you, to spend time in educating our babies, our children, is an amazing gift. I mean, to be given that honor. And I'm gonna tell you, Dr. Wright did some amazing things over these years. So I'm gonna share a couple quick stories. So I've been in the district for 2 years, but I had heard of Dr. Wright well before I stepped foot in the Chester Upland School District. This woman is a legend. She truly is. So I have a friend who is an executive director at one of the IUs, and one of the questions that she always asks every individual who she's interviewing, the question is, who is the hero in your life? Who is the person that has made the difference in your life? And there was a young lady who was at an interview trying to get a teaching job in another district, And she told and I'm not exaggerating, she told a 20-minute story about Dr. Wright, about all the things, this is what I was told, about all the things that she had done for her. So when I was hired here in the Chester Upland School District, my friend had called me and said, can you tell me where I can find Dr. Wright? I need to meet this woman. This was years since that interview had taken place. So I know that this individual who shared this story at that interview isn't the only one who's been impacted by the great work of Dr. Wright. I know many of the individuals in this room tonight, many of those who are at home have been impacted. You've touched so many lives, and we are so grateful for all the work that you've done here in the Chester Upland School District. And I want to say thank you for that. Dr. Wright is another one of those individuals who, when you walk in her room, you're gonna be there for a minute. I know y'all know I'm not lying about that, but it's all right. It's all right. You're gonna be in there for a minute, but you're gonna walk out with a world of wisdom. I'm telling you, this lady knows something about everything, and you are intrigued to just hear from physical management, from the Bible to just how to build a bank account, how to build a business. I'm telling you, whatever you want to do, you got to get her number for you before you leave, because I'm gonna tell you, she can tell you how to do anything you want to do. I'm gonna tell you, she is one of the most intelligent, the sharpest individuals I've ever met. I promise you when I tell you that. And I'm looking forward to us remaining friends after you leave. I definitely have your number. We will definitely. No. Not yet. I'm trying to get her back. So that. She did. So what was it? I think it was in April I came and had a conversation with you before you left. And I begged.
He begged.
I begged.
He was on his knees.
I was on my knees. It didn't work out though. She's decided to leave. But I will say this in closing, Dr. Wright, because you are another individual who we could sit and have an evening about just to honor. And I would love to do something like that where former students and colleagues come back and just talk about who you are as a person, because you've had such an impact on the education footprint in the Chester Upland School District that you will never be forgotten. You will forever be appreciated for all the things that you do, and we truly love you. So I want to present you with your varsity letter that you've earned. Dr. Wright's first day in the district was September the 14th, 1982, and she sadly decided to leave us on April the 14th, a day that I'll remember as well. So I want to say thank you for all that you did, Dr. Wright. And she's being presented with a little money lay. All right. So thank you. Yeah, you got it.
We're not gonna be long. You learn as a public speaker 3 things: be clear, be brief, and be seated. So we're gonna recognize that. But I graduated from the Chester Upland School District, and I went all the way through. And there are some people who try to say, well, they said about Jesus, can anything good come from Nazareth, And some people will say, can anything good come from Chester? And I can say yes, okay? Yes. And life is what you make it. And I'll never forget, I came to Chester as a 13-year-old in the 8th grade, going into the 9th grade. I remember the band and all. I always talk about that band. And the band came to Smetley Middle School, and they girls was twirling that gun, and I said, ooh, I got to get on that drill team. So I asked Miss Fitzpatrick, what do I have to do? She said, you have to play an instrument. I said, fine, I can do that. She said, but you'll get started in September. September? That's too late. Let's get started this summer. So what happened, I've worked with the seniors as an 8th grader before I even became a 9th grader. And I entered as 13 years old. I'm 62 now, so that, the 49 years ago. So every 7 years, your life cycle changed. 7 times 7 is 49, plus 1 is the Jubilee. Go to Leviticus chapter 25 for that. But 25 verse 10 said, proclaim liberty throughout the land. And the thing that's so important that I want to say is that for some people, they don't understand why do I have such passion for Chester High School. I love Chester High School, unapologetically about Chester High School. I don't make any I remember the class that I finished in A510. I learned chemistry there. That summer, Chester High School counselor arranged for me to go to Howard Medical School because I was interested in medicine. And let me tell you how God is. I went to Howard Medical School at the age of 16 after studying chemistry in A510 in Chester High School. And I was at Howard Medical School. And I studied in the physiology department under Dr. C. Ovid Trout, MD, PhD. He just died last January, okay? But when you start looking at the data, it doesn't lie. The data doesn't lie. And I always say, you know, when it comes down to court, you got two type of witnesses, Trish. There's some who are into testifying and those who are into what? Oh, test the line, okay. But the data doesn't lie. But isn't it interesting that I learned the neurosciences at the age of 16. That program allowed me, from Congress, had appropriated young people who wanted to study medicine. 5 days a week, we studied math, science, social studies, and all. And once a week, we would go into the lab. At the age of 16, I was under Dr. Trout's tutelage, but I conducted operations on the brain with a medical student every Wednesday, dealing with the different membranes, the 3 different membranes. And then those of you who are into special ed, you know the importance of the neurosciences when you're trying to get students to process information, because that's how learning takes place. It's with the processing of information. And the frontal cortex that controls the amygdala, the hippocampus, and the hypothalamus. That's where all the action is. That's the action. Okay, so when people start saying, oh, you can multitask and do all this, let me tell you something about the neurosciences. If you focus really well, you can do things really well. But if you're all over the place, it doesn't happen. But let me tell you, the data doesn't lie. I just came back last Thursday from Montego Bay, Jamaica. And they took us on a tour. And I told them, please, Trish, didn't I tell them? Take me to the University of West Indies, the Mona campus in Kingston. That's where Dr. Trout taught before he came on the medical staff at Howard. I said, I want to step on that land. Here we go, back where Mr. Bell, back to the land, right? You got to step on that land. And so that was very important. So I left Howard at the age of 16 in 1977 with that experience. I came back to Chester High School as a senior. I was a junior. That fall, Mr. Johnson, who was he was the vice principal, Adam Monis was the counselor, Jesse Powell was the dean. And they told me that you have been awarded the following: the Harvard Prize books, the Harvard Prize of the Associate Harvard Alumni shall be awarded to the outstanding student to the graduating class who combines excellence in scholarship with achievement in other fields. The prize book was offered in competition by the Harvard Club of Philadelphia and awarded to Dolores Wright by Chester High School, 1977. This is a matter of record. In this book, they have a collection of essays, selections from 3 centuries. Those of you who do math, that means 300 years, right? Okay. One of the graduates who wrote an essay was W.E.B. Du Bois. That Outer Wider World of Harvard, written about 1890. That year is so important because in 1890, that's the year that Major Richard Robert Wright started Savannah State University in Savannah. And if it were not for Major Wright being a trustee at Atlanta University, W.B. Du Bois would have never been able to do major research. In 1895, he got his PhD from Harvard. In 1899, he wrote the Philadelphia Negro, but he couldn't get a job. But Major Wright made it happen. And there's something in one of Du Bois's essay, because he's a student up at Harvard, and he said this: "It was a great opportunity for a young man and a young American Negro, and I realized it. I formed habits of work rather than different from those of most of the other students. I burned no midnight oil. I did my studying in the daytime, and I had my day parceled out almost to the minute. I spent a great deal of time in the library." Boy, I love the library. He said, "And my assignments with thoroughness and with provision of the kind of work that I wanted to do later." And the point of it is, he said, "Harvard, I only ask you for one thing: access to the library and the tutelage of your professors." And that's the kind of advice that carried me all these years. It allowed me to not only graduate from Chester High School, allowed me to get a bachelor's degree from Eastern University in biology and chemistry, allowed me to get a master's in secondary education from Widener University, allowed me to get a doctorate degree from the University of Pennsylvania, allowed me to do postdoctoral studies at Wilmington University. And Savannah has an expression that says you can get anywhere from here. And I say this: you can get anywhere from here. In terms of Chester, if you want to make it, it's what you make of it. And they say you're not judged by your zip code. You're not judged by your zip code. And I'm just so grateful and so happy that God gave me a chance to serve 40 years. I learned so much. Every time I try to get away, it was always there. See, he trying me. I could feel the magnet. He trying me, you know, but and every time I tried to get away, I couldn't get away, because whatever it is I thought I wanted to do, Chester could make it happen, you know. And for those of you who don't know, I want you to get on the computer, go to Delaware County 2035. Those are the plans that's getting ready to kick off on the waterfront. Chester got the water. It's all about the water and the depth of the water, okay? You're gonna be able to go from Maine all the way down to Florida on your bicycle or just walking, because they're gonna connect everything. Don't let anybody fool you. Chester is on the move. And I always say, for those of you who were cheerleaders, where are those cheerleaders? Any cheerleaders? Everywhere we go, people want to know who we are. So we tell them we are the Clippers, the mighty, mighty Clippers. Chester, that's hoorah, rah, rah, hoorah for Chester. Hoorah for Chester. Everyone in the crowd, rah, hoorah for Chester. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who you gonna root for? Chester. That's hoorah.
40 years and 7 months. 40 years and 7 months. Dr. Mumeen will now close us out.
Well, I'm going to say we've had our closing, but respectfully, with gratitude on behalf of the Chester Upland School District, we thank you for being here tonight to celebrate all of our honorees. Have a good night.
Thank you.